Okay, so let's start the session. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar on internationalization. So, my name is Anamika Suni, and I'm a software engineer at Optimizory. So, today we'll be exploring the importance of internationalization and the tools and libraries which support it, and the best practices for implementation. So, let's start. So, here's a quick overview what we're going to cover today. First, let's start with importance of internationalization. Yes. So to start with the to start, let's define two key concepts. First is internationalization, and another is localization. So internationalization, which is also referred as i18n. So basically, it's a process of designing any software application so that it can be adapted to a various different languages and region, like without requiring any engineering changes or yes, like without requiring any engineering changes. So if we talk about localization, so which is also known as L10N, so this is the process of adapting that internationalized software for a specific region or a language by adding local specific changes and translating text. So if we consider a few real world scenarios, so to better understand, let's consider. Yes, to better understand this concept, let's consider a real world scenario. So imagine you're a part of any development team for a successful e-commerce website. Suppose that primarily operates in the United States. So your company has decided to expand in its market in several new countries like France, Japan, and Brazil. To do this effectively, you need to ensure that the website is accessible and user friendly for customers in this new region also. So by internationalization, now as we know that is the process of designing your application in such a way that it make it easy to adapt in different languages, cultures, and region. Now think of it's laying the groundwork or creating the infrastructure like that allows your application to support multiple languages and region without needing to rewrite significant portion of the code from the scratch. In the context of e-commerce website, internationalization involves few key concepts like sorry key steps. So let's look each one. So first is this abstracting text. So instead of hard coding text like add to cart directly into your code, we can replace it with a placeholder like this. So this placeholder can then map to a different translation based on different languages. Another is handling dates and numbers. So date, times, and numbers are formatted differently around the world. So internationalization means designing your application to handle these all variation. Uh, for example, a price of dollar in US might be need to be displayed in euro in France. So like this, we can make it our application which handle dates and numbers from the international with the internationalization. Now, if we look about flexible UI design, so in some languages, text can be much longer or shorter than in English. Like internationalization involves designing that UI to adapt these changes. Like text length can might be vary from for each languages. So this internationalization makes sure that your design is adaptable. Another now look at localization. So no why we feel that internationalization is important here. So by internationalizing our website, we are making sure that it can be easily adapted for different region, so without having a redesign or re-engineer your application from scratch each time you enter a new market. So now if we look about localization, so which also known as L10N. So basically it's a process of adapting your internationalized application for any specific region or language. So it's about filling the details that make your website feel local or local to users in different countries. So once your e-commerce website is internationalized, now we can proceed with the localization process. So in so key aspects of localization is translating. If you look translating text. So for your French market, add to cart might look like this, and in Japan it might look like this. So and so for your so now if we look about the cultural adaptation, so localization also means that adapting content and images to be to be culturally appropriated. Like for example, the image and color schemes that works in US might not be appropriated for that users which in Japan. So it will also consider that we change the images and schemes like according to the culture. Another is compliance with local norms. So localization might also involve adhering to local laws and regulation. For instance, like in European Union, you will need to make sure your site complies with GDPR regulation. So why it is important? Localization makes your application feel native to users in different region, so which enhance their experience and increase the chances that they will engage with the content more and make a purchase. Now, if we look about keyboard layouts and shortcuts in i18n, so this is the important aspect that often gets like overlooked in the adoption of internationalization and keyboard shortcuts. So for various keyboard layouts, when designing a software for a global audience, so it's crucial to ensure that keyboard shortcuts are accessible and like where's you like regardless of the user's location or type of keyboard they are using. So for example, control in English speaking countries might labeled as strg in German keyboards. So add like we have a common shortcut control z for undo that might be adapted by strg plus z. Similarly, software needs to handle special characters also, so input seamlessly. So, which is essential for a language which with the essence and or a unique symbols. Also, we also need to consider right to left languages like Arabic or Hebrew, so which require different input methods, text navigation behaviors, and by addressing this keyboards related aspects in our internationalization efforts, we can enhance the usability of our application across different regions and culture. Now, if we look about the differences between i18 and i10n, so think of internationalization as building a house with a flexible or module design, that allows you to easily customize it for a different environment. And localization is the process of furnishing that house in a way that suits the taste of culture preference of the people who are going to live there. So by internationalization, it's like building the house with the ability to add the different types of furniture or change the layout and adjust the heating and cooling system to suit different climates. It's about creating a structure that is adaptable. And localization is actually decorating or and setting up the house for specific people based on their preference. So this includes furniture, paint colors, and even the type of food that will be stocked in the kitchen for the people who live there. So, in the context of website, the example which we took about, so internationalization is you are preparing your website so that it can handle multiple language, date format, currency, and layouts. While localization is you are implementing the specific translation, culture, content, and legal requirements for each new market you enter. So while i18n and L10 are closely related, they serve different purpose. So internationalization ensure that your application can be easily adaptable, while localization is the actual adaptation process. So think of i18 as creating a flexible framework, and L10 are filling the details for each specific region, specific local. For example, i18n would involve designing your application to handle different text length, while L10 would involve translating hello to bonjour for French users. Now, if we look about business and user experience benefits, so business benefits. So internationalizing your application also help us in a business benefits also. So it allows you to reach a global audience. Like it increase your market reach and potential revenue. So by making a product which is accessible to users worldwide, you can tap into a new customer bases and enhance your revenue stream from international markets. So also it provides a competitive advantage in the global market by making your product more attractive to users who prefer to interact uh, the application in their native languages. Another is next user experience benefits. So from a user experience perspective, providing like content in their native language can greatly improve their experience. So it makes your application more user friendly, which lead to increased engagement and retention rate. So users are more likely to interact with or engage with your content. They understand, like users are more likely to engage with the content they understand. So and higher satisfaction rates to better retention rates. So by building trust and trust through localized content, we can foster a long term relationship with our users or worldwide. Now if we look about case studies and statistics. So first is uh, link explorer. So in one of our product, we have successfully implemented internationalization, which is Link Explorer. So this is available on Jira Marketplace. So if we look at a quick overview of this application, so basically this application is designed to enhance the traceability of complex linked Jira issues. So we have implemented i18n internationalization in multiple languages like Chinese, French, Spanish, and Germany and English. So to make the product accessible and user friendly for global audience. So if we look about the key features of Link Explorer, so uh, yes, so link with LXP, which is Link Explorer, you can enhance the traceability of complex linked Jira issues. So this is very powerful application which provide end-to-end traceability reports, like and a unified tree view to display the complete hierarchy of linked Jira issues. So including epics and portfolio hierarchies. So with LXP, you can access the impact of potential risk across project using interactive depth notes and filter. So generate detailed traceability reports to understand dependency at any level and navigate issues and link quickly from a single window. So this application also facilitates collaboration by providing real-time information on linked Jira issues, also including status, priority, and more, which is also user-friendly and fully integrated with Jira. So LXP works seamlessly with Agile, Scrum, and Kanban boards, making it an essential tools for streamlining issue management and enhancing project traceability. So why we felt internationalize was important here. So by internationalizing our Link Explorer, it allowed us to make this powerful tool available for Jira users worldwide, catering to diverse groups and ensuring that our customers can interact with the product in their preferred language. So this has not only improved our user satisfaction engagement but also expanded our market. Similarly, let's look at some other case studies. So Airbnb successfully implemented internationalization to cater to users in over 190 countries. So by localizing their website and app content and supporting multiple language and regional preference, so they were able to grow and engage to a diverse user base. Similarly, Netflix also uses internationalization to provide localized content to a global audience. So they offer multiple languages, options for subtitles and audio, and customized content recommendation based on region and language. So these examples highlight how effectively i18 can drive user engagement and satisfaction rate. Um, Now, if we look about the statistics, it also highlight the importance of i18n. According to CSA research, 70% of consumers prefer to buy products in their native language, and furthermore, companies that invested in i18n reported 1.5 speed increase in the market shares. So as per globalization, internationalization, another compelling another is like shows, CSA research shows that 60% users rarely or never buy from English only websites. So this number are clearly demonstrate that investing in i18n can be enhance your market presence and customer engagement. Now, if we look about the expanding the business and user experience benefit, so by increase the customer satisfaction and brand loyalty. So internationalizing your application also can also increase customer satisfaction and brand loyalty. Like users feel valued when they see content in their native languages, like which strengthen their emotional connection with the brand also. Or satisfied customers are more likely to recommend your products to others, like it helping organic growth. Also, by prioritizing i18n, we can build a positive reputation and foster a long-term relationship among our users. Next is compliance with local regulation. So another important aspect is compliance with local regulation. So some regions have laws like that require content to be available in local languages. So by implementing i18n, we can meet these legal requirements and avoid potential fines and legal complications. So this ensure that your business, but also demonstrate that your commitment to serving local market effectively. Now, if we look about the tools and libraries available which support i18n, so yes. So next, let's discuss some popular tools and libraries that can help you implement internationalization in your application. So this includes i18 Next, React i18 Next, and Intel API, and Polyglot.js. So each of these libraries have its own different use cases. So if we look one by one, so i18 Next is full-featured internationalization library for JavaScript. So it supports translations, formatting, and plurals, and solution for complex IET needs. Like it's widely used in industry and it's highly customizable to fit various requirements. Another is React IET Next. So this framework is based IET Next. So it provides React specific binding and hooks. So which simplify the integration of i18 Next with React application. So this library has a power of i18 Next while offering a seamless experience for React developers. Next is Intel API. So this API is a built-in JavaScript internationalization API. This support the formatting of dates, numbers, and currencies. So it's available to in a modern browsers, which means you don't need to include any additional libraries for this. Also, this API is a great choice for basic internationalization needs, and like it also offer excellent performance in the application. Another is Polyglot. So this is very lightweight library for internationalizing JavaScript application. And easy to use, and suitable for small to medium projects. Also, it provide a basic functionality for translation and pluralization. So it's a making it a good option for developers who need to stray toward their solution. So now, if we move further, let's have a comparison of features on the basis of ease of use, community support, and integration with popular frameworks. So here's a comparison of these libraries based on this point. So let's look at one by one. So here i18 Net, with the ease of use, i18 Next requires some initial configuration but offer extensive features and flexibility. Like it's a making it a ideal for complex project. Whereas React 18 Next is simplify the integration of i18 Next with React and making it easy to use one setup. Another is Intel API. It's very easy to use for formatting purpose, like, and doesn't require any external libraries, making it a straightforward choice for basic needs. Another, this polyglot is extremely easy to use with minimal setup, which perfect for developer looking for a simple solution. If we talk about the community support, then IET Next is a large and active community with the extensive documentation and regular updates, which ensure that you have plenty of resource and support. Where React Next benefits from being a part of IET Next ecosystem, so with a strong community support and maintenance. And this Intel API, this is supported by all modern browser, and has extensive resources for example available resources and examples available. Another is this polyglot .js. So although it's having a small community, but it offer decent or good documentation, and which support for, and support for its size, which is for a smaller community and application. Another is integration with popular framework. So here IIT Next integrate well with various frameworks like in React, Angular, and Vue. And React IIT Next is specifically designed for React only, which providing seamless integration. And this API can be used with any framework. All we might need more manual integration, maybe needed for a complex application, but it support all frameworks. And polyglot.js is easily this can easily integrated with any framework, and especially suitable for a small project where we think simplicity is the key. Next, next we will perform a small live demo to in which we'll set up internationalization in a simple React application using i18 Next and React i18 Next. And we'll start with the basic setup, like with add translation files and implement language switching. Then we'll explore some advanced features like handling plurals and date and number. Let's start. My screen is visible, right? It will. Okay. It will take a few seconds. Yes. Start. Yes. My screen is visible. So now we're going to install basic. Um, yes. So now we're going to install the basic packages and libraries which will use to handle internationalization. So first, i18n. Yes, now we're going to configure i18 next in our application. So we'll set up a file which initialize i18 next with other languages options. So first we'll create a i18 file in a source directory. So we're here first we're going to import all the libraries which we're going to use here. I think we'll use here all the libraries which we have imported. Here we'll load the path of all our translation files which we're going to add now. Back to English. Um, hold that. Okay. So export as well. Now we'll create the translation files with the i18 next configuration configured. So now we'll need to create a actual translation files. So this files will store the text for each language. So inside public folder, we're going to create a new directory, and here we'll create two subfolders for English, and another one is for French. Now inside this directory, we're going to create translation file. Translation. Yes. Similarly for French. Now, now in English, we'll set a string welcome, and we give a text here like with React and i18x. So for now, similarly, we add description and two uh, description and two more keys. So to save time, I already written it here. We'll copy and paste. And now while with using same keys, will add this in the French translation file. Keys will be same, and language here this will update it for the French text. Okay. 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 Now, yeah. So this is our translation files. Here we use the keys. Keys will used is here same, but we have created one for English and one for French. So now in our we have our translation setup. So we'll integrate i18 next into our React app. So we'll create a simple interface which switch the language. So in source we are having this index.js. So here, uh, yes, we'll add i18n import and here, yes. So here we have added this. Now let's move to okay. Here we will use that use translation. Import use translations from React times. So, um, how should have okay. We'll use the translations for this and change time. String as an engine. So I okay. i18n dot change language. This is we are doing by switching the languages and current date. So the strings here we will going to use that strings which we have added in our translations file. So let me add. First is this welcome, which we have added there. Description. Now we'll create two buttons. This is the language. Change language. We set it to here we give it English. Now we have added two more strings that we'll also use here. So let's count equals to 1. Most no. And now we'll add the date and time. So date will set to that which we have. Yeah. Now I'll save it and now we'll run our application. So see everything in action. Wait. I18 next. Okay. Uh, I think next HTTP. Give me a second to check is everything. Let me check. Hmm. I18. Okay, here. I missed I. Sorry. Yeah. So here we can see we are able to switch the language between English and French. Now we can see that in like in French also the date and date and time is coming like this only. So if we want to change it according to the French only, so we will use that IntelliPay which I have discussed right now. So we just need to add it for like to make it adapted for this French. So just to let's do that in app in yes. So here we'll add one formatted. Let's let's it formatted, and we'll use that EPay which we have discussed. TL, dot date time format. So I18n dot language. Date style. Let's keep it full, and time style also long. Now format, we use a current date one, and this formatted. So now we can see that French also changing its date and time according to French. So this was a small demo, just which like this demo just explained that how we can set that I18n with for the basic React application. So now let's move further. Yes. Now, if we talk about organizing translation files and key. So as we see now, we have used the format like to best practice. One of the best practice for implementing I18n is organizing your translation files and keys effectively. Like translation files can be structured using for JSON and YML formats. So here an example, in an example, we have structured our translation files to keep them organized, and in our demo we use JSON format. So and locate our files in the locals folder. So this structure make it easy to manage translation files and to keep them organized. Another is naming convention for translation keys. So using a consistent naming convention for your translations keys is difficult, but this practice like majorly helps you and your team to understand and maintain the translation keys more effectively. If someone will work later, then they will able to understand what this is used. So for example, you use key like button dot submit for a submit button and array dot network for a network message. So this approach make it easier to find and update translations in your as your application grows. Now if we look for tools for managing translation. So managing translations like can be done with the collaborating translators. So tools like Croden, Transifex, and Phrase can help streamline the translation management process. Like it make it easier to collaborate with translators and keep your translation up to date. So these tools offer features like real-time updates, real-time collaboration, and support multiple formats and integration with your which integrate with your development workflows. Now, if we look about the testing techniques, so here for handling edge to edge cases for all the translation, testing our I18 implementation is a important step. So by automate tests such as using uh, such as those who using jest can help ensure that translation works correctly by checking that translation keys are present and correctly mapped. Additionally, manual testing is crucial, but in a context of specific translation, so it's ensured like they fit well with the within the application. So these steps help catch issues that automated test might miss while testing. So that's all from my side. Thank you. So now, if there are any Q&A, you can ask. Let's wait for 2 minutes if any. Uh, how we can manage keyboard shortcuts from right to left? So managing keyboard shortcuts from right to left may involve reversing the direction of navigation shortcuts to align with the left to right reading directions. It ensures that common shortcuts like text element alignment or paragraph can direction can change also. So it behave as expected, like right to left context, and providing right to left in a specific documentation also help resources to guide user on how to use their shortcuts effectively. So this way we can manage our keyboard shortcuts from right to left. Um, can you explain how I18 impacts application performance? So it impact if translation files are large or if there are many local specific assets to load. So to overcome this, we like it advisable to load translations asynchronously, like using a tool like i18 next i18 http backend. So this only fetches a necessary translations which based on the user's language. So this i18 next http backend is a framework that allows you to load translations resources from a server via http. Okay, so let's close this session. uh, thank you everyone for joining the webinar.